Hi, this is Steven Rothberg with College Recruiter. At College Recruiter, we believe that every student and recent graduate deserves a great career. We're recording a series of short videos for job seekers to help them find part-time, seasonal, internship, and entry-level jobs in this period where so many of the employers around the country have shut down, moved to remote work, etc. It's a very difficult time for those at the beginning of their careers, as well as all of us. In this video along with all of the others in this series are available on our YouTube channel in a playlist. Go to www.collegerecruiter.com/COVID-19 playlist. No hyphens or anything like that. I'm joined in this video by Faith Rothberg, who is both our CEO and my wife. And Faith, I have a question for you for the second question in the series, or the second video in this series. Let's say if you're a job seeker, you were in the middle of searching for a job, you've applied, you've heard back from some employers, maybe by email, maybe you even had an in-person interview, or if it was more recently, that interview might have been by Skype, Google Hangout, Zoom, etc. As a candidate, what do you do? You've applied, you've had some interaction, you don't have an offer. What do you do?
Sure. It's a great question. And a lot of what I'm going to say can apply to any job seeker at any point in time, as far as when they're in that interview process and they're trying to work with the talent acquisition folks in these larger companies to get a position in those companies. But it's especially important during this COVID-19 time because there is a lot up in the air. The talent acquisition HR professionals are going a little bit nuts in trying to figure out how to change things like internships to become virtual or remote. And so, they are going to be less likely to be as engaged with you as a job seeker. So what you want to do, though, is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You need to be proactive. You need to be reaching out. You need to continue to show your interest. And the best way to do that is, if you've been able to already engage with them through the process, just get back in there. If it's been through email them. If it's been through telephone calls, pick up the phone and give them a call. Definitely acknowledge that they must be very busy, but that you're still very interested. Remind them the point in the process you're at. If you've already had a Skype interview or a FaceTime interview, and then hopefully that will give you some traction. I think that's going to be true whether it's COVID-19 or not, but even now it's going to be even more true. So go for it.
Yeah, and I would just add to that the actual messaging that you provide, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a text, whether it's an email, whatever. And again, like you said, this applies now. It also will apply 3 years from now when we're well past all of this. And that is, make it about them, not about you, right?
Absolutely.
If you're available to start right away, that's of benefit to you and the employer, but communicate it in a way that I can jump in right now, right away, and help out. If you've already worked remotely, including just taking online classes or something along those lines, if you've got a good setup at home to do remote work, or if you're going to be working in a healthcare facility and you've already done that, make sure that you communicate to them how easy it will be for them to both hire you and manage you after you start. Because right now, time is so precious that if they've got 10 good applicants and you look like the person who's going to be the easiest, you're going to get that job.
Yeah, absolutely. It is about showing your value to them. And the other thing that I just thought of too, that I wanted to make sure I mentioned, was when you are reaching out, if you've already been part of the process, through a lot of the process, you may also have had an interview with the hiring manager. Who is different than those HR professionals. So if you get caught up in, they're not getting back to me, and realizing that with COVID-19, they're extremely busy trying to figure out how to manage through all this, then give the hiring manager a call.
Definitely.
Find out where you are in the process. Are they finished interviewing people? Have they made any selections yet? So again, in that sort of squeaky wheel attitude, it's like you can help make it happen.
Yeah.
Um,
And maybe ping them, once a week, not
right.
once a day. Don't be a
No,
stalker,
right.
right? Be in front of them, but don't be
Absolutely.
all over them.
Right.
And as far as the hiring manager versus HR goes, unless you're working in an HR department, HR does not do the hiring. They're not the decision makers. The decision maker is the person who will be your boss in
Right.
almost all cases. So if you're working, if you're trying to work in an engineering capacity, it is the manager in the engineering department who is going to decide whether to hire you or not, and then she will tell HR to get
Right.
the paperwork in place. Now, if you're going to be an HR assistant, it's the HR manager, so it becomes the same person. But no harm in reaching out to both. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Faith.
Yeah. Thanks, Steven.